Stop everything for a moment. Wherever you are right now, yes, wherever you are, I need you to pause and ask yourself, which country are you in? What time is it in your world at this very moment? I'm asking this because what I'm about to share is not just a lesson, it is a message for your heart, your soul, your life. And it only works if you bring yourself fully into this moment, fully awake, fully aware. Ask yourself honestly, what are you holding on to that is quietly draining your energy, your happiness, your peace? Is it a person, a memory, a dream, a fear? Something you are still trying to control, even though it slips further away the more you hold on? If you continue to hold on the way you are, something inside you, something you can't see, might quietly die. But if you allow yourself to listen, if you open your heart, by the end of this hour, your understanding of love, loss, and freedom will change forever. And here's the question you must answer silently. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, are you ready to let go? Or will you keep holding on until it breaks you completely? Because what I am about to share is not just wisdom, it is life or death for the part of you that has forgotten how to be free. This is divine detachment, and it will either awaken you or it will let you stay trapped in the illusion you call control. Detachment is trust beyond control. The deepest truth is this: real peace begins when you stop fighting with life itself. So often, we try to bend the world to our will, believing that if we push hard enough, plan carefully enough, or worry enough, we can control how things happen. But this only brings more suffering. Every time you try to force what is not meant to be, you feel tension, frustration, and disappointment. Divine detachment is not giving up or being lazy. It is learning the quiet strength of acting with honesty, sincerity, and care, and then letting go of the need to make the outcome exactly what you imagined. You do what you can, you speak what is true, you move with courage, and then you trust that the rest is not yours to force. What is meant for you will find its way to you naturally, without struggle, without chaos, without anxiety. And what is not meant for you will show you its truth quickly, so you can stop exhausting yourself trying to hold on to it. Trust does not mean stopping action. It means releasing the heavy weight of worry, the constant what if that steals joy. When you act and let go, life begins to flow differently. You notice doors opening quietly, opportunities arriving without stress, and people who are meant to stay in your life remaining with ease. Peace comes not when you control the world, but when you trust yourself and the invisible flow of life. You do not have to force, fight, or persuade. You simply do what is right, stay present, and allow life to unfold. That is the strength that turns fear into calm, struggle into clarity, and anxiety into quiet confidence. Attachment is the hidden source of pain. Most of the pain we carry in life comes not from what happens to us, but from what we refuse to let go of. We hold on to people, moments, memories, and even expectations as if clinging harder could make them stay. But attachment is like holding water in a closed fist. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away, and the harder it hurts when it is gone. When we attach our happiness, our sense of worth, or our peace to something outside of ourselves, we hand over the keys to our inner calm. One small change, one misunderstanding, or one absence can shake us completely. The more we insist on keeping what was never truly ours to keep, the heavier the heart becomes, and the more suffering we feel. Divine detachment does not mean we stop caring. It does not mean we stop loving, or stop giving, or stop dreaming. It simply means we stop allowing our hearts to be chained to what can break or leave at any moment. It means learning that your happiness is not tied to someone's presence, someone's approval, or someone's actions. It is tied to something deeper, something steady inside you, something you cannot lose because it is already yours. When you let go of the need to hold on, you will notice a quiet lightness entering your life. The small things stop weighing as much. The silence becomes comfortable. Even when people or situations change, you remain rooted, calm, and present. The world will still shift around you, but you will no longer be tossed by it. You begin to understand that pain often comes from attachment, and freedom comes from loosening your grip. This is not about giving up. It is about opening space for life to bring you what truly belongs to you, without force, without struggle, and without fear. And when your heart finally practices this quiet release, you discover that joy can arrive naturally, not because you control it, but because you have created space for it to exist. Detachment purifies love from fear. Love is meant to be gentle, but too often it becomes heavy because we mix it with fear. We fear being left, being rejected, being misunderstood, being forgotten, or being replaced. This fear twists love into something that clings, that demands, that controls, that causes endless worry. We think if we love harder, if we give more, if we explain ourselves better, then everything will be safe. But this is not love. It is a trap. True love does not need to be forced. It does not demand proof or loyalty or constant reassurance. It flows freely, naturally, without suffocating either heart. Divine detachment teaches us to love without fear, to care deeply without needing something in return, and to give without losing ourselves. When you practice this kind of love, you begin to notice a quiet difference. You no longer feel anxious about whether someone will stay. You no longer measure your worth by how others treat you. You no longer try to hold tightly to what is slipping away, because you understand that holding does not create closeness. Freedom does. The more you detach, the clearer you see the truth of people and situations. You recognize the difference between love that nurtures and attachment that drains. You learn to offer your heart fully while staying anchored in your own peace. You love because you are full, not because you are empty. And in this space, love becomes lighter, purer, and stronger. It is no longer a source of fear, worry, or exhaustion. It is a quiet, steady force that uplifts, that connects, and that nurtures both hearts. Love without fear is not rare. It is natural once you stop clinging and start trusting life, start trusting yourself, and start trusting that the right people and the right moments will remain in your life without being forced. The heart learns that freedom does not diminish love, it magnifies it. And only when love is free of fear does it become a reflection of the peace you carry inside. Detachment reveals truth without conflict. When you stop forcing things to happen the way you imagine, life begins to show you its true face. People reveal who they really are, and situations reveal what they really mean. Often, we exhaust ourselves trying to explain, prove, or convince others of our worth, our feelings, or our intentions. We overgive, over-explain, and overweight because we are afraid of what will happen if someone leaves, if someone changes, if someone sees us as less than we hoped. But this only clouds the truth. Divine detachment removes the need to chase, to persuade, to push, or to control. When you loosen your grip, the reality of people and circumstances comes into focus without drama or struggle. Those who were attached to what you offered because of obligation, convenience, or expectation may quietly drift away. Those who value your presence, who cherish your truth, and who resonate with your sincerity will stay naturally. This is the secret of calm relationships. You do not have to fight for honesty, for loyalty, or for authenticity. Detachment allows life to sift away what is false and reveal what is real. And it is not painful, it is freeing. You begin to notice that your energy is no longer drained by trying to convince the world to match your hopes. You no longer argue with what is unfolding. You no longer measure your worth by how others behave. Instead, you become present, steady, and peaceful, able to respond with clarity instead of reacting with desperation. In this quiet awareness, you see that conflict is often born from attachment, and clarity comes from release. The truth does not need to be forced. It does not need to be explained. It does not need to be defended. When you detach, the truth becomes self-evident. You recognize that some people will stay because they are meant to, and some will leave because they were never meant to. Life begins to flow with less tension, more ease, and greater understanding. And in this space, you discover that detachment is not loneliness, it is freedom. Freedom to see clearly, to love wisely, to act sincerely, and to experience life without unnecessary struggle. Detachment creates emotional balance. Detachment is not about shutting your heart off. It is not about becoming cold, indifferent, or unfeeling. True detachment brings balance, a calm, steady center that does not get tossed around by every situation, every comment, or every disappointment. When you are attached to outcomes, to people, or to your own expectations, your emotions swing like a pendulum. One slight change can trigger anger, sadness, or fear. One absence, one word, one misunderstanding, and suddenly your heart feels heavy, restless, or even broken. Divine detachment teaches you to feel fully without losing yourself. You can experience joy without depending on it to define you. You can face sorrow without being swallowed by it. You can love deeply without needing anyone to respond exactly as you wish. This is emotional freedom, the kind that allows you to move through life with ease. You begin to notice that your reactions are no longer automatic. You see a difficult situation or a challenging person, and you can respond instead of reacting. You act from clarity instead of panic. You speak from calm instead of fear. This balance comes quietly, almost unnoticed, like the rising of the sun. It does not mean that life will not challenge you. Challenges will still come. People will still disappoint. Circumstances will still shift. But your inner state no longer depends on them. You remain anchored, steady, and unshaken. The more you practice this, the more you discover that kindness, compassion, and care do not drain you when you are balanced. In fact, your ability to give, to support, and to love grows stronger because you are no longer giving from emptiness or desperation. You are giving from fullness, from the calm center within. Emotional balance is a quiet strength that the world cannot take from you. It is the subtle power that allows you to remain gentle in a harsh world, loving in a world that sometimes hurts, and peaceful in a world that sometimes shakes. Detachment does not make you numb. It makes you whole. It makes your heart a steady presence, a safe harbor for yourself and for those who are truly aligned with your soul. What continues to hurt is what you refuse to release. Much of the pain we feel is not caused by what has happened, but by what we refuse to let go of. We carry old memories, old relationships, old mistakes, and old expectations as if holding them tightly will somehow change the past or secure the future. But the harder we cling, the heavier the heart becomes. Each thought we replay, each what if we repeat, each story we refuse to release adds weight to the soul and blinds us to the present. Divine detachment teaches that suffering does not come from loss itself. It comes from resistance to what life has already changed. The moment we accept that some things cannot stay, that some people cannot remain, that some chapters must end, we create space for healing. You may notice that pain returns again and again, around the same people, the same memories, the same situations. This is the heart reminding you that your grip is too tight, that you are refusing to surrender, that you are holding on to something that was never meant to remain in its current form. Letting go is not forgetting, and it is not giving up. It is simply recognizing the truth of what is happening and allowing life to flow as it must. When you release, you do not lose meaning, you gain clarity. You free your energy to be present with what is here, to feel deeply without being trapped, and to welcome what is truly aligned with your path. The process may feel uncomfortable at first, because the heart resists empty space. But that emptiness is not absence, it is opportunity. It is the room for growth, the invitation for something better, the quiet arrival of peace. When you finally loosen your grip, the same situations may appear differently, the same people may seem lighter, and the same memories may transform into lessons rather than wounds. Pain does not vanish immediately, but it begins to soften. You will feel a strange lightness, as if a weight you never noticed leaving has been lifted, and you will see that what truly belongs to your life cannot be taken away, and what is not meant for you cannot stay, no matter how desperately you try. In this way, detachment is the balm for old hurts, the shield against repeating suffering, and the door to a heart that is free to experience life fully without unnecessary chains. Detachment anchors peace within you. When detachment grows in the heart, something remarkable happens. Your peace no longer depends on what happens outside of you. Approval from others stops being the measure of your worth. Praise no longer inflates your ego, and criticism no longer shatters your calm. Absence, rejection, or change no longer frightens you. You begin to realize that your stability, your joy, and your sense of self are rooted in something deeper, something that cannot be taken away or shaken. Divine detachment anchors the heart within, like a tree planted deeply in rich soil. Storms may come, winds may blow, but the roots remain steady. This inner anchoring is quiet, subtle, and almost invisible to the world, yet it carries a strength that cannot be challenged. You begin to notice how differently you experience life. Difficult people or situations no longer pull at your emotions as urgently. Disappointment still arises, but it does not linger. You respond with clarity rather than react with panic or resentment. Your energy is no longer scattered in attempts to control, convince, or persuade others. Instead, it is focused inward, on what is real, true, and meaningful. You begin to understand that calm does not mean nothing is happening around you. It means nothing inside you is disturbed unnecessarily. When you meet challenges, you meet them from a place of quiet strength. When others test you, you respond without defensiveness. When life shifts unexpectedly, you adapt without losing yourself. The heart that is anchored in detachment becomes a sanctuary for itself, a safe place where no storm can reach, a place where clarity, patience, and love can grow undisturbed. This is the peace that Sufis seek, and the peace that detachment offers, a steady presence that carries you through life's changes with grace, patience, and confidence. It is the understanding that the world may shift, people may leave, and situations may change, but the calm within you remains constant, unshaken, and whole. When your peace becomes anchored within, life no longer moves you like a leaf in the wind. You move through life instead, steady, aware, and free. Detachment is protection, not punishment. The final truth of detachment is subtle but profound. What leaves your life often does so not to punish you, but to protect you. What seems like an ending may actually be a quiet act of care from life itself. Sometimes we hold on to people, situations, or dreams because they are familiar, because we have invested so much, or because we hope they will finally bring happiness. But not everything that enters your life is meant to stay forever. Some things must leave to make room for what is better aligned with your growth, with your path, with your peace. Divine detachment teaches that absence is not emptiness, and separation is not failure. When someone walks away or a chapter closes, it does not mean you were rejected, broken, or insufficient. It means life is making space for something truer, something more honest, something that resonates with the heart you are becoming. The heart that learns to accept this finds an extraordinary kind of freedom. You stop seeing loss as devastation and begin to see it as guidance. You stop clinging to what drains your energy and start noticing what nourishes your soul. This is protection. This is care. This is the quiet wisdom of life, guiding you to where you truly belong. When you detach, you stop exhausting yourself in fights that are not yours to fight. You stop trying to force situations, people, or outcomes that resist your highest good. Instead, you release them with grace, and in doing so, you open your life to peace, clarity, and joy that is not dependent on circumstances. You may still feel the sting of absence or change, but the pain no longer controls you. Instead, it teaches you, shapes you, and prepares you. You begin to trust life in a way that is calm, steady, and deeply reassuring. You begin to see that protection often comes disguised as loss, that guidance often comes disguised as endings, and that life always, quietly, moves you toward what you are ready to receive. The heart that practices this kind of detachment becomes resilient, wise, and open. It becomes a heart that no longer fears separation, change, or uncertainty because it has learned to trust the unseen flow of life. In this space, nothing unnecessary remains. The soul becomes lighter, calmer, and freer. Peace is no longer borrowed from others or circumstances. It is felt deeply, naturally, and unshakably. And when you reach this understanding, you realize the most profound truth of all. What leaves you was never truly yours. What stays is a blessing, and everything that comes is part of the quiet protection of a life unfolding as it should. And now, as we reach the end of this hour, pause for a moment and feel your heart. Ask yourself quietly, what have you been holding on to that no longer serves you? What fear, what expectation, what memory, what attachment can you finally release? Because the truth is simple. Life is not measured by what we cling to, but by what we are brave enough to let go of. Every moment you let go, every burden you release, you are not losing. You are awakening. You are stepping closer to the peace, the clarity, and the freedom your soul has been seeking all along. Remember the question I asked at the beginning: your country, your time, your place in this moment. Wherever you are, whoever you are, know this. Nothing in the outside world can shake the peace that grows within you when you practice detachment. Everything that leaves is a blessing. Everything that stays is a gift. And everything that comes arrives in perfect timing when your heart is ready. Carry this with you. Let it guide your thoughts, your actions, your love, your dreams, and do not return to the old ways that weighed you down. Step into the life you were always meant to live, light, free, and awake. You are not alone. You are not powerless, and this is not the end. It is the beginning of a life lived fully, with a heart unchained, with a soul untethered, and with peace as your true companion. This is divine detachment. This is your awakening. And from this moment forward, nothing can take away the calm, the strength, and the freedom that you now carry within.